Equestrian sports, and eventing in particular, is one of the most demanding and exacting individual sports ever invented. Spencer Sturmey has been competing at top level professionally in the sport he loves for almost 20 years. But recently, after a series of setbacks, and at the age of 38, he is starting to think that maybe it might be time to devise an alternative way to earn a living.
So that must have been a huge hole when the good horse died.
He's been with me since he was pretty much an unbroken 4-year-old, and done all the work with him, bar a few little interims where I've had a bad fall and he's gone to be ridden by somebody else. It was a real shock to suddenly have an empty space at that level is a real hole. It is like having a child, but I think a lot of people would like to have a child a bit more than 12 years, although they might not, actually. They might want to get rid of them after 12 years. I see it from a rider's perspective as well when I'm commentating, which is great, which adds a different element to the commentating, especially for the eventing, and I've done a lot of dressage as well. Yeah. When I broke my neck.
Some of the ideas he has contemplated include the obvious options, teaching and training other people's horses for them, but also commentating at the events he has trained for years to compete at. Luckily, he is well known in the eventing world and has the necessary skills to apply to this field. But for many elite athletes, training from an early age leaves them ill-equipped to do anything else other than the sport they love. I want to know if others in this field have thought about what they would do if they were injured or once they become too old to produce a competitive edge. At what age does one start thinking about this, if at all? And how does one plan for the future in such a demanding high-risk vocation?
Georgina Stewart and Aaron Dorr.
We're at Hickstead for the Show Jumping and Dressage Championships, both elements of the sport of eventing.
61.9.
And I want to explore whether there are any other employment options available.
The Grand Prix Summer Qualifier.
For professional riders, if they're lucky, they can compete successfully until well into their 50s, and sometimes beyond. But for some, this dream can be over in a split second. A badly timed jump, slippery ground, or even a sudden fright for the horse can mean horrific injuries and falls which can render the rider unable to work.
And this bunch of people behind us, you can see, are actually people that are looking at all the scores that come through. So there's lots of different ways all the time that we're trying to save money. But to say it isn't a struggle is unrealistic. It is a struggle.
That's
In fact,
voluntary.
we're funding it ourselves.
Sure.
We're funding it ourselves all the time.
I've got a lot smaller field that I used to have now. I've just got 5 horses eventing and about 12 horses in work. So
Wow.
I have younger horses coming through that I need to bring on and sell and make some money, really.
Sure, okay, and so that's how you make your money?
Lots of different ways of trying to earn some money to run the main horses that I have competing. I've done a little bit of commentary on the sport that I love and I've been involved with for so long. I write articles, I do a little bit of teaching, and I have these younger horses, some of them that I've bred, some of them are ex-race horses that I bought cheaply off the track.
Yep.
Try and retrain them and then sell them on. I mean, they're not usually big money, but it's some money for me to earn a living, really. I'm very lucky because I'm at the top of my sport, so I get some lottery funding money, so I'm a lottery funding athlete, and that does help, and it has meant that I can reduce the amount of teaching I'm doing and then spend more time on the training of the top horses that I've got. I mean, it's incredibly tough to be getting in a British team. I've been at the top of my sport now for 25 years, and I want to stay there.
And on top of that, you've got 2 children?
Yes. And so I am constantly trying to juggle lots of different sort of things for them to do, as well as obviously having to concentrate on my career for me to be able to stay at the top. I have always produced my own horses because I haven't had the finances to buy expensive horses, so they've been cheaper horses, and I've had to work a way of producing them and getting the best out of them. And so I have been very lucky, and I have produced a lot of horses to top level, and this gives me a huge amount of pleasure with this horse, as I bred him as well.
Right, yeah.
That I've been picked for the World Championships.
Is there life after sport? This is what we're here to find out.